Hey guys, this is Recidivate, and the gameplay here is a nice little League Play gameplay I had saved up. I ended up going 42 and 31 in this. I was playing by myself with 3 random people against a full clan, so I thought this gameplay was pretty cool that we beat them really badly by almost 100. We beat them by 98 points, and this was from a while ago. This was from December 28th, and the reason I'm saying that is because right now you're watching the first episode of a new mini-series I'm going to do. So, before there's any disappointment when it is that I don't keep doing this week after week, mini-series, as in Hatfields and McCoys, that was a 3-night mini-series. It was basically just 3 episodes of a 6-hour-long movie or something like that. It was very, very good movie, too. I'd say, well, I bought that movie, and I watched it many, many times, and I still watch it to this day. It's really good, but it's not the point. But, this is going to be the last 4 years of my life. So, from 6th grade to where I am now, which is 9th grade. And, the reason I'm saying this is because I went through a lot of stuff, and a lot of things changed during that time. And that's kind of what I wanted to say. You know, I'm a small commentator. You guys obviously know that, and I would do anything in the world to help any other small channel as long as they're, respectful and they put a lot of work into it. It's not like they're just trying to mooch off me to get views. If I do make it big someday, I mean, you can expect me to not be that guy that just gets, a big head and just says, well, I'm better than you, so I wouldn't help you out. I can completely relate. I didn't just start YouTube and then instantly after the 3rd video I had a bunch of subs because either I got a bunch of my friends to like it, or I knew a guy, or I got a shout out. Nothing like that. I'm putting work in this in order to grow. So I just want to throw that in there. But this mini-series is going to take place 1 episode per year, or per grade rather. And that might be cool. You'd be like, oh, well, that's kind of a cool idea. But the coolest part is the gameplays in the background are going to show how well I've progressed as a competitive player. So they're all going to be League Play matches. Like I said, this is from December 28th, and I've gotten a lot better since then. I actually didn't even come on top of my team on this one. Some guy, I went absolutely ham. I don't know how he did it. He had 50 kills in this game, and his name was Norton. It's N-R-T-O-N, Norton. I don't know, whatever. I'm sure he was trying to get to Norton, but he actually did a lot better than me, had a lot more score than me. So that just shows that I really wasn't that good. And some things that you'll notice is I don't jump shot often. I'm always dropping. Drop shot is more of a pub match move. It just slows you down when you have to lay down on the ground and then get back up later. It just slows down the entire thing. You'll see that I was very slow to a lot of things. I was not really that I was just like walking around, but more as when you jump, it actually makes it appear as if you're going much faster and stuff like that. So, to me, this was a very passive gameplay, but that's why I want to show it, and just to show how well I've improved as a competitive player since December 28th, I guess, we're starting it. Now, I did have a few nice plays in this gameplay, so you will see them, including that jump shot there. That was beautiful. But anyways, the reason why it is that I'm really not even starting the main commentary until now is because we're going to start off in 6th grade. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm in 9th grade now, but 6th grade, I don't remember the first half of the year. It's just one of those things where I feel like it was so long ago that it happened, and I don't really remember much. I remember that the beginning of the year was pretty slow. I mean, obviously, you don't know really much when you're going into a new grade and stuff. I mean, it's just how it was. I don't remember much of it, but I really did enjoy that year. Now, we're going to go ahead and jump into later in the year. This is about the 3rd marking period, or 3rd semester, or whatever it's freaking called, and wherever you are from. But basically, things started to really kick off. I started to get a bunch of friends. A bunch of them were ladies. Now, obviously, not the ladies as in like, oh, they wanted to, date me or anything like that, or they wanted to hold my hand, as it was such a big deal back in 6th grade to hold hands and kiss and stuff like that. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like these girls, they were really cool, and they thought that I was cool, so they talked to me and stuff like that, and it was that kind of stuff, man, that it just really made my year. Just the ability to talk to people and laugh with them, and you know, it was just something that I absolutely loved. You know, if I could go back, I would. However, you know, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But you know, you could think to yourself like, oh well, if you don't remember the first part of 6th grade, then why would you start at 6th grade? That's because at the end of 6th grade into 7th grade, that was when everything changed for me. And you know, I will start touching on that in the next episode and stuff. But you know, we had a very good year. I remember I had 2 friends, pretty much 2 guy friends. I'm not gonna say boyfriends because that's weird. That's really weird. But 2 guy friends, and then a bunch of gal friends. Don't make the wrong assumptions here, but you know, and they were my friends. You know, they were the only people I hung out with, like, ever. You know, if I ever had a problem, I could go to them. You know, I would just talk to them all the time, no matter what. You know, I wouldn't like turn my back on them ever. And you know, they were the people that I figured I'd grow up with, you know, forever and ever. But one friend, the guy, he was a tall guy. He was really tall. He was taller than me, and you know, at the time, I was probably the 2nd tallest kid in our grade. You know, I was a big guy, but he was taller than me. He was a lot taller than me, and he was very skilled at basketball. You know, 6th grade, I actually made the travel team. The 6th grade travel team, man, that was a terrible year for basketball. I didn't have a good season at all. I think I scored like 4 points out of the entire season. I had 12 points out of the entire season or something like that, and I only had like my record game was like 4, and just half the time, you know, and it wasn't like I wasn't getting playing time either. I was getting a decent amount of playing times. I'd start half the time. It's just that I could never score. You know, it was always going to my friend, who was, you know, like I said, much taller than me, and he was a monster, man. He would average, who knows, 20 points a game. He was a monster for 6th grade, and his brother was really good. His brother's older, and he was really good. And I remember when he went out of 6th grade. Now, our school doesn't have a middle school, so this was elementary school straight to high school from 6th to 7th. And right after 6th grade, he went to another school that was it was a private school, and it was better for basketball and stuff like that. And you know, it hadn't really even occurred to me that this possible thing would happen. But when we were on our class trip, our 6th grade trip rather, to Washington D.C., he brought it up to me, and it pretty much ruined my life. And what he had said is that, you know, he doesn't know if he's even allowed to tell anybody, but since I was such a good friend to him, that he would tell me. And basically what it said was that he was not going to go to our school anymore, and he was going to go to the other private school and you know, continue his basketball career because his parents wanted him to. And his parents, you know, they had enough money to spend on him too. You know, they were very, very successful in life. I think his parents had even met at Cornell or something like that. So I mean, obviously there's no problems in life there, but man, that ruined me, because a few years ago, like in 4th grade or something like that, maybe 3rd grade, my parents had actually got divorced. And just the sudden knowingness of that happening, I'm not gonna lie. We were on a nice charter bus on our way back, and I did cry a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, and that's because, you know, it reminded me of my father and how he left me. You know, and obviously it wasn't his fault, and I could just relate it to my own life, the fact that he had to, you know, leave and go to another school. And you know, I didn't feel like one bit less than a man after that. You know, I cried in front of my friend because he told me something that ultimately changed my life. You know, I can't say anything about that. But you know, for the rest of the year, it was great. You know, I enjoyed him being there for his last, you know, however long it was. It wasn't too long, maybe like a month, and we had a really good time. And that's pretty much how I expected things to change, or I expected things to stay the same. However, everything did change when I go into 7th grade, and I will touch on that in the next episode. So thank you guys for watching. This has been part 1 of my 4-episode mini-series of how it is that I have progressed as a human being and how I have progressed as a competitive player. Just remember, this gameplay, I sucked, but the other team sucked worse. So that was that. Recap, 6th grade, great year, had a bunch of friends that were chicks, and then my friend decided to leave me. So tune in, guys. Next episode will be on Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed.